Good day everyone. Now, before I start my report, my name is I will introduce first myself. So my name is Eljon Ogasco, your reporter in this lesson 3. So entitled Where Did the Cry of Rebellion Happen? So asa gyud ay nahitabo ang rebellion. Asa gyud ay nga lugar nahitabo ang cry of rebellion. So now, diri na to may bal-an kung asa dapit nahitabo ang cry of rebellion. So the context of the Philippine Revolution. The Philippine Revolution of 1896, also known as the First Cry, is one of the most significant events in the country's history, awakening a proud sense of nationalism for generations of Filipinos to come. It is the initial action of the Filipinos to start the revolution for independence, and they tore up their cedulas as a symbol of their determination to take up arms against Spain. So in this time, the Philippine Revolution of 1896, also known as the First Cry, so usa ni siya sa mga panghitabo sa una sa atong lugar sa Philippines nga diri nakita ang kung unsa ang mga Pilipino sa una, nga unsa sila nakig-away sa mga Espanyol aron makuha nila ang independence, aron makuha nila ang kalayaan sa atong bansa din. If nakakita mo, nakabantay mo sa kanang mga video katong nagkuan sila nga katong nagkuan sa ato na insinggit nga punitin ang sedula. So katong nga time, so diri to na hitabo sa kuan katong when they tore up their cedulas as a symbol of their determination to take up arms against Spain. So diri nila gipakita ang ilaang kuan nga determination nga musukol gyud sila sa mga Espanyol atong time nga gipoto nila nga ilang gigisa ang sedula. The event happened after Katipunan was exposed on August 19, 1896, and the Spaniards began to crack down on suspected rebels. So on August 19, 1896, dito na ang kuan nga na-expose ang kuan event sa kay katong kuan after sa kapon dito na na-expose ang ilang kuan nga nagsuspitsya na ang mga Spaniards nga nanay nanay rebellion, nanay nag-alsa, nanay rebellion nga nahitabo. So the Katipunan Supremo, Andres Bonifacio, and all his fellow Katipuneros were planning a nationwide revolt. The original plan was to start the revolution at the end of August, but due to the arrest of his fellow men, Bonifacio found it wise to begin the revolution that day and attack Manila at the end of the month. So the Katipunan Supremo, so daghan ang taan nakailaan ni kung kinsa ni. So mao ni siya si Andres Bonifacio, siya ang supremo sa ang Katipunan Supremo. And also katong ato nga time nagplano sila nga kuan kauban iyang mga fellow Katipuneros, katong mga kauban nila sa ilang grupo nga maghimo sila nationwide revolt, mag-revolution sila. So napod sila plano nga ang ilaadang revolution is dapat mag-start the end of August, but tungod sa kuan nga naay mga something nga nahitabo na aresto iyang ubang mga kauban, so nang wise man pud ni si Bonifacio, so naghimo siya laing plano nga magsugod sila og revolution nga kuan kanang katong the day nga gi-attack nila kuan sa pagka last na sa dito sa end of the month of August. So gi-attack nila first ang Manila. So in 1991, a monument of the heroes of 1896 was erected in Balintawak, where began in 1908. It was believed that the first cry occurred there on August 26. However, the date and place of the event were later contradicted by different Katipunan personalities who claimed that they were present during the time. So in 1991, so a monument of heroes of 1896 was erected in Balintawak. So dito sa lugar sa Balintawak, were beginning in 1808. So gituuhan nga ang kuan daw ang first cry o katong ang gituuhan nga ang first cry is nag-occur dito sa Balintawak on August 26 atong pizza sa Agosto 26. So they believe that first cry happened in Balintawak on August 26. So however, the date and place of the event were later contradicted by different kuan. So dili pa gyud sure nga na exact date nga didto gyud sa Balintawak or atong August 26 gyud nahitabo tungod sa mga nagkalain-lain nga mga personality nga sila moingon sila mo claim sila nga present sila ato nga time. So dili na to makita nga asa gyud ay gyud nahitabo or asa gyud ay or kanus-a ug asa gyud ay nahitabo ang first cry. So in 1963, the National Historical Commission or today's National Historical Commission of the Philippines or NHCP decided that following extensive research of primary sources, the first cry of the Philippine Revolution of 1896 happened on August 23, 1896 at Pugad Lawin, now part of Project 8 in Quezon City. So in 1963 po diri pod nga decide according sa mga kuan sa research using the mga primary resources katong mga nauna nga mga kuan. So matod nila ang first cry of the Philippine Revolution of 1896 happened on August 23. So naay kalainan. So dire nahitabo siya August 26 daw. But here nahitabo siya August 23 at Pugad Lawin, now part of Project 8 in Quezon City. So according dire nahitabo daw ang first cry or of the revolution didto daw sa Pugad Lawin on August 23. But dire in August 26 nahitabo daw didto sa Balintawak. So nanay gid siya gamay conflict. So wala pa nagkuan kung asa gyud dapit nagkuan kay daghan man gud sila mga kanang ilang kaugalingon nga kuan nga mo claim sila nga diring lugaran nahitabo naning adlawan nahitabo daghan sila nga mo claim. But however the controversy persists with historians and other personalities, especially the descendants of the Katipunero witnesses, claiming that the official date and place are wrong. So daghan po ang nagkuan nga ng mga other personalities nga or historians nga nag-ingon nga kini pod siya nga gi-claim nga kuan nga date o place is wrong, dili daw ni siya tinuod. So unsa gid ang tinuod ani? So may balaan pa gid nato sa atong pag deep in ani nga kuan nga about ani nga history. So kini siya nga picture is photo published in the daily newspaper Bagong Buhay, claiming that the first cry happened on August 23, 1896. So mo ni siya ang picture nga so naapod sila picture nga gipakita nga nag-claim sila nga ang first cry daw is happened on August 23, 1896. So sa makita ninyo sa itong screen, so nauna siya ang picture nga matod nila nga nagpamatuo daw nga ang first cry happened on August 23, 1896. So Dr. Pio Valenzuela's account. So diri na to makuan nga diri pa gyud na to makita, diri na to masabtan kung asa gyud gikan, because Dr. Pio Valenzuela is also part of the Katipunero or part of the Katipunan during that time nga nahitabo na siya. So mo na siya si Dr. Pio Valenzuela. So atong basahon lang yung account. So the official date and place of the first cry were largely based on the account of Dr. Pio Valenzuela, an official of the Katipunan and a friend of Andres Bonifacio, who was the present during the event. His account was published as Memoirs of the KKK or the kataas-tasang kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan and the Philippine Revolution o Manila Indies. So diri na to makuan. So si Dr. Pio Valenzuela is also kuan atong lang taon kung na kuan ba gyud ni Dr. Valenzuela nga ang first cry is nahitabo atong nga time kay present man siya during that time. So atong lang taon siyang account kung unsa ang nakasulat. So mo na yung account. So the first place of refuge of Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Procopio Bonifacio, Teodoro Plata, Aguido del Rosario, and myself was Balintawak. The first 5 arriving there on August 19 and I on August 20, 1896. The first place where some 500 members of the Katipunan met on August 12, 1896 was the house and yard of Apolonio Samson at Kangkong. Aside from the persons mentioned above, among those who were there were Bricio Pantas, Alejandro Santiago, Ramon Bernardo, Apolonio Samson, and others. Her views were only exchanged and no resolution was debated or adopted. It was at Pugad Lawin, in the storehouse and yard of Juan Ramos, son of Melchor Aquino, where over 1,000 members of the Katipunan met and carried out considerable debate and discussion on August 23, 1896. So only one man protested and fought against a war, and that was Teodoro Plata. Beside the persons named above, among those present at this meeting were Enrique Cipriano, Alfonso Pacheco, Tomas Remigio, Sinforoso San Pedro, and others. After the tumultuous meeting, many of those present tore their cedula certificate and shouted, "Long live in the Philippines! Long live in the Philippines!" So, mo ni siya ang sulod sa account ni Dr. Pio Valenzuela. So, matod pa siyang account. So, the first place of refuge of Francis Bonifacio katong sa mga kauban niya and myself ug sa kay Dr. Valenzuela, it was Balintawak. So, mato pa sa Balintawak dito sila nagkuan ka ng dito sila nag-abot yun tanan. So, ang lima sila nag-arrive on August 19, but siya naabot siya on August 20 na. So, di na to makuan nga dili lang day sila ang naato, but daghan sila ang na ato nga time. So, naapod sila Apolonio Samson at naghan sila dito. Then, naapod silang Bricio Pantas, Alejandro Santiago, Ramon Bernardo, ug ang uban pa nga mga kauban nila sa Katipunan. So, moto siya ang sulod sa kuan. So, matod sa accounting kuan, diri pod nga time nga katong gigisi nila ang sedula, then singgit sila, "Long live in the Philippines, long live in the Philippines." So, next is Santiago Alvarez account. So, since humana na to, basa na nato ang account ni Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Now, diri na punta sa kay Santiago Alvarez. So, ato pong basahon sa account ni Santiago Alvarez kung unsa pod sa iya kung unsa pod ang iyang gisulat nga kung kanus apod ba nahitabo ang or asa og kanus apod nahitabo ang ang first cry. So, in 1927, a pre-World War II Tagalog weekly magazine named Sampaguita began publishing the Katipunan Memoirs of General Santiago Virata Alvarez or Nom Digiri, Kidlat ng Apoy, one of the leaders of the Cavite Revolution. The series appeared in 36 parts. It told the story of the Philippine Revolution starting in March 1896 until 1897, interspersed with personal. So, mao ni ang account nga mao ni ang account ni Santiago Alvarez. So, atong basahon kung unsa ang iya ang account. So, we started our trek to Kangkong at about 11 that night. We walked through the rain over dark expanses of muddy meadows and fields. Our clothes drenched and our bodies numbed by the cold winds. We plodded wordlessly. It was nearly 2 in the morning when we reached the house of Brother Apolonio Samson in Kangkong. We crowded into the house to rest and warm ourselves. We were so tired that, after hanging our clothes out to dry, we soon fell asleep. The Supremo began assigning guards at 5 o'clock the following morning, Saturday, 22 August 1896. He placed a detachment at the Balintawak boundary and other at the backyard of the north of the house where we were gathered. No less than 300 men assembled at the bidding of the Supremo Andres Bonifacio. Altogether, they carried assorted weapons, bulos, spears, daggers, a dozen small revolvers, and a rifle used by its owner, one Lieutenant Manuel, for hunting birds. The Supremo Bonifacio was restless because of fear of a sudden attack by the enemy. He was worried over the thought that any couriers carrying the letter sent by Emilio Jacinto could have been intercepted, and in that eventuality, the enemy would surely know their whereabouts and attacks them on the sly. He decided that it was better to move to a site called Bahay Toro. At 10 o'clock that Sunday morning of 23 August 1896, we arrived at Bahay Toro. Our number had grown to more than 500, and the house, yard, and warehouse of Kabisang Melchora was getting crowded with us Katipuneros. The generous hospital of Kabisang Melchora was no less than that of Apolonio Samson. Like him, she also opened her granary and had plenty of rice, pounded, and animals slaughtered to feed us. The following day, Monday, 24 August, more Katipuneros came and increased our number to more than 1,000. The Supremo called a meeting at 10 o'clock that morning inside Kabisang Melchora's Bam. Flanking him on both sides at the head of the table were Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Emilio Jacinto, Bishop Pantas, Enrique Pacheco, Ramon Bernardo, Pantilaon Torres, Francisco Callion, Vicente Fernandez, Isidoro Plata, and others. We were so crowded that some stood outside the barn. The following matters were approved at the message. An uprising to defend the people's freedom was to be started at midnight of Saturday, 29 August 1896, to be on a state alert so that the Katipuneros forces could strike should the situation arise where the enemy was disadvantaged. Thus, uprising could be started earlier than the agreed time of midnight of 29 August 1896 should a favorable opportunity arise at that date. Everyone should steel himself and be resolved in the struggle that was imminent. The immediate objectives was the capture of Manila. After the adjournment of the meeting at 12 noon, there were tumultuous shouts of long live the sons of the people. So, mauto siya ang sulod sa account ni Santiago Alvarez. So, now, dito na punta sa next, si Guillermo Masangkay's account. So, in 1932, Guillermo Masangkay, a friend and a fellow Katipunero of Andres Bonifacio, recounted experience as a member of the revolutionary movement. In an interview with Sunday Tribune magazine, Masangkay said that the first cry happened in Balintawak on August 26, 1896, in the first decade of America rule. It was his account that was used by the government and civic officials to fix the date and place of the first cry, which was Cape Wed. The erection of the monument to the heroes of 1896 in that place, however, in an interview published in the newspaper Bagong Buhay on August 26, 1957, Masangkay changed his narrative stating that the revolution began on August 23, 1896, similar to the assertion of Dr. Pio Valenzuela. But Masangkay's date was later changed again when his granddaughter, Soledad Bueller Borromeo, cited sources including the Masangkay's papers that the original date was August 26. So, in Guillermo's Masangkay, sa according po ni Guillermo Masangkay sa 1932, so kini si Guillermo Masangkay is usa ni siya ka friend ni Andres Bonifacio. So, usa pa ni siya ka member sa revolutionary movement. So, matod pa sa interview sa iya, matod pa ka Masangkay na ang first cry daw is nahitabo sa Balintawak on August 26, 1896 in the first decade of America rule. So, katong nga iyang account nga iyang gisulat, so mabasa na to ni Ron. So, mauto siya ang gigamit sa government at civic officials to fix the date and place. So, mauto ang gigamit sa mga kuan para nagiingon nga makapakita nga fixed date kung asa gyud nahitabo ang first cry o ang katong panahon sa mga kuan nga nagrevolution sila. So, but the report is one nga. However, in an interview published in the newspaper, so diri pod sa interview napod nga napoy ning kuan nga napoy gipagawas nga interview sa Bagong Buhay on August 26, 1957. So, matod pa diri giusab Masangkay change his narrative stating. So giusab na pud ni Masangkay ang iyang kuan nga matod na pud sa iya nga ang revolution na pud is nahitabo na pud daon atong August 23, 1896. Similar sa assertion ni kuan, similar sa katong giingon ni Dr. Pio Valenzuela nga nahitabo ang kuan is atong August 23, 1896. But Masangkay's date was later changed, so nausab na pud tungod nganong nausaw na pud tungod sa granddaughter niya nga si Soledad Bueller. So matud pa sa iyang granddaughter nga nakakuha daw siya mga sources including sa Masangkay's paper nga ang original date gyud daw kung kanusa na sugod ang first cry is August 26. So medyo makalibog na siya kay na August 23 but na August 26 but asa gyud ani. So atong basahon ang account diri na to mailhan kung asa. So on August 26, a big meeting was held in Balintawak. The house of Apolonio Samson, in the cabeza of that barrio of Caloocan. Among those who attended, I remember were Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Aguido del Rosario, Tomas Remedio, Bricio Pantas, Teodoro Plata, Pio Valenzuela, Enrique Pacheco, and Francisco Carrion. They were all leaders of the Katipunan and composed the board of directors of the organizations. Delegates from Bulacan, Cabanatuan, Cavite, and Morong were also present. About 9 o'clock in the morning on August 26, the meeting was opened with Andres Bonifacio presiding and Emilio Jacinto acting as secretary. The purpose was to discuss when the uprising was to take place. Teodoro Plata, Bricio Pantas, and Pio Valenzuela were all opposed to starting the revolution too early. They reasoned that people would be in distress if the revolution were started without adequate preparation. Plata was very forceful in his arguments, stating that the uprising could not very well be started without arms and foods for the soldiers. Valenzuela used Rizal's argument about the rich not siding with the Katipunan organizations. Andres Bonifacio, sensing that he would lose in the discussion, then left the session hall and talked to the people who were waiting outside for the result of the meeting of the leaders. He told the people that the leaders were arguing against starting the revolution early and appealed to them in a fiery speech in which he said, "You remember the fate of our countrymen who were shot in Bagumbayan. Should we return now to the towns, the Spaniards will only shoot us. Our organization has been discovered and we are all marked men. If we don't start the uprising, the Spaniards will get us anyway. What then do you say?" Revolt, the people shouted as one. So ang mga tao is nagsinggit sila revolt. Gusto gid nila nga mag-revolution gud sila. So Bonifacio then asked the people to give a pledge that they were to revolt. He told them that the sign of slavery of the Filipinos were SEC or the cedula tax charged each citizen. If it is true that you are ready to revolt, Bonifacio said, I want to see you destroy your cedulas. It will be the sign that all of us have declared our severance from the Spaniards. With tears in their eyes, the people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them into pieces. It was the beginning of the formal declaration of the separation from Spanish rules. When the people's pledge was obtained by Bonifacio, he returned to the session hall and informed the leaders of what took place outside. The people want to revolt and they destroy their cedulas, Bonifacio said. So now we have to start the uprising, otherwise the people by hundreds will be shot. There was no alternative. The board of directors, in spite of the protests of Plata, Pantas, and Valenzuela, voted for the revolution, and when it was decided, the people outside shouted, "Long live in the Philippine Republic." So, mauto siya ang sa account ni Guillermo Masangkay. So makalibog kay siya. So daghan kayo ang isa pod nga nag-claim nga nahitabo daw siya atong August 23, 1986. Ang isa pod kay nag-claim pod siya nga nagsugod ang kuan is atong August 23, ang isa kay August 26. So matod pa dire, so sa account ni Guillermo Masangkay, so nahitabo gyud daw ang kuan is on August 26 ato nga time nga diin si Bonifacio is katong nagkuan sila sa gawas, then dito na sila nag-istorya sa mga tao. Then ang mga tao isang gusto gyud nila is mag-revolution gyud daw, mag-revolution. Gusto sila mag-revolution, magprotesta gyud daw sila. So on that time dito na nagkuan nga decided nga na dito nila nga nabutuhan nga magkuan na gyud sila og revolution, and it happened on August 26. So maora to ang part sa akong report. So thank you for listening.